Hi, I'm Mark Malin and you join me here today at Manor Farm Leisure, where we've had a lovely day catching lots of big F1s on hard pellet tactics. Also had the pleasure of trying some new products, and now it's time for the big interview. Where did it all start for me? Well, I owe it all to my dad, because my dad Jason was a very good fisherman, and like every good dad, he sacrificed everything for me, and he used to take me fishing when I was a very young lad, and obviously I owe it all to him. Absolute legend. Fat and bold, and is a word. I've actually been match fishing now, what am I? I'm 34 years of age, and I've been match fishing since I was 10. I was 10 years old, so I've been match fishing for nearly 25 years. My first ever match win was the Junior Shakespeare. I can remember drawing peg 1 on the town. Anyone that knows Evesham know that's a very good peg. And I actually caught a few perch down the inside on a stick float, and I caught an eel. And then let you into a little secret, I'm petrified of eels, and I'm sure I had to get my dad to unhook it for me because I was scared, and that was my first match win. Biggest influence, well, there's more than one. I owe it all to my dad. He really got it started. Alan Stevens at Ulster Sports and Tackle, he put lots of time into me when I was younger, and then through the later on years I had some really good friends, Matt Smith, Sean Little. We all helped each other out, but a big influence in my life. And it's great to see him at Map now. It's definitely Ian Didcott. I owe a lot to Ian Didcott, absolute legend. Best match win. So believe it or not, all of you that think I could only catch F1s, I won the Thames Champs individually about 10 years ago, and that to this day is my biggest achievement. I was fishing for a team, and I won it individually. I caught some chub on the waggler after I'd got my team weight, and against that calibre of angler that fished the Thames, and it wasn't the typical matches I always fish. I was definitely the best match I've ever won. My biggest match weight is 305 pound from Westwood Lakes in Lincolnshire. I actually caught shallow, started on a top kit, and then I ended up catching shallow on half a top kit. And all the fish were only probably anything from 4 ounce to a pound. And although it was my biggest match weight ever, my goodness, I ate the next day. What do I love most about match fishing? Well, I must say I do like, probably my most favourite thing is the camaraderie, the friends I've met through fishing, the team fishing, the getting pumped the week before, the phone calls, the plans, the calls during fishing. That's what I love. I've met some of my best friends in life through fishing, so yeah, definitely the camaraderie and the team fishing. It's definitely what I enjoy the most about fishing. Biggest dislike about match fishing? I suppose like any sport really, where there's money involved, you will always get disagreements and people not happy with certain pegs and certain draws. So yeah, it's probably the bitchiness. that probably puts me off the most, but got to have thick skin to be a fisherman, really. What's in my flask? Well, I'm married to a Yorkshire girl, so it's Yorkshire tea, and it's got 2 sugars in, but don't tell her that because I'll get in trouble. Most memorable match. I know, sorry to go on about it again, but it's got to be the Thames, when I won the Thames Champs, because it was just, I'd got the team weight. I called the captain up at the time, and I said to him, and I'd heard that the team wasn't doing very well, and I asked if it was okay to fish the waggler, which I actually, believe it or not, I love fishing the wag and the mag on the river. I did it a lot as a junior when I fished reefs from youth, so went out on the waggler and caught shallow on the waggler and actually caught some chub, and was lucky enough to win the match, so definitely the most memorable match. And three things I couldn't go fishing without. Well, definitely my 901 pole, best pole I've ever had. My lasso tool, 100%. If anyone knows me knows I fish lassos, so my lasso tool. And third and not finally, my Apple AirPods, because I like to talk to people while I'm fishing. Biggest tip for anyone starting up match fishing would be, I know it sounds like a cliche, but never give up. You speak to anyone in match fishing, it doesn't always go your way. You can look at a recent feature I've done today at Manor Farm. We come to catch pellets on the bottom. We've ended up catching 6 inches deep. So never give up. You've always, while there's time left in a match, you've always got time to win a match. Favourite mat product? It's in my hand. Mat 901, but also paired with a flat extension too. This is absolutely brilliant pole, coupled with a really sturdy, comfortable butt section that, yeah, couldn't do without these two, definitely. One day left to go fishing, where would I go? I would go to Boddington Reservoir and get beat up on the pellet waggler. Don't think there's any better feeling. Favourite venue for me? Gotta be Manor Farm Leisure. I fished here when I was a really young lad, when I was fishing for Evesham Youth, and 20 years on, I'm still here catching now, so yeah, definitely Manor Farm Leisure for me. Three of the best match anglers ever. Well, for me growing up, it was always about Bob Nudd, one hell of a fisherman, and then as I really got into commercial fishing, obviously Steve Ringer's a big idol of mine. Also, back in the day when I was growing up, Ian Didcott was a phenomenal angler when he won the Match Fishing Cup, etc. So yeah, Steve Ringer, Ian Didcott, Bob Nudd, but let's go to 5. You can't deny Will Razor and Alan Scotthorne either. My favourite method, definitely waggler and maggot on a river. Anywhere like Stratford or Evesham, in the depths of winter, catching huge chub on the waggler, definitely my favourite method. £100% £100 a carp, if anyone knows me. Funniest moment on the bank. Well, I was a young lad and I was fishing with my granddad and my uncle. And you're not even a fisherman if you didn't have a blue Shakespeare seat box, or a creel it was called back in the day. And I can remember being told not to sit too close to the water, and yet you got it right. I went in head first, it was fairly cold, and I still get stick from both of them to this day saying that the dive weren't very good. I think they only scored me like 2 out of 10 for the dive. So yeah, that was definitely my funniest fishing story. Any other sporting interests? Wow. For my sins, I support Birmingham City Football Club, and I actually play football a couple of times a week. So yeah, definitely football, but I enjoy watching the cricket, any sports really. My last match, ironically, was here at Manor Farm last Sunday. I hadn't been for quite a long time, but I seen the results. It was fishing well. It was on Windmill Pool, and I drew peg 11 in between the two islands. I wasn't too dishappy with my draw, but unfortunately the fish were at the other end of the lake. But I had a fairly nice day. I caught a few short on pellets, caught a few long on pellets, actually caught a few shallow. Ended up catching in maggots in 4 foot down my edge, and I weighed 77 pounds, and I think I was 4th in the match, just missed out winning any money. But I had a really enjoyable day, a bit like what we're doing today here, just pinging a few pellets up and down long and figuring out how the fish wanted it. So considering we'd had all those flash floods the day or two before, I had a lovely day. My next match is actually tomorrow at Alvechurch Fisheries. I've got the Winter League starting there next week on the 4th, so it's a last chance for a practice on the Horseshoe Lake tomorrow. So usually it's all gone to maggots by now, but because it's been so mild, it's best to go there and practice, and I think I'll be catching a few on pellets there. My ambitions for the future. Well, still I want to win Fishermania or the match list, so I will carry on with the qualifiers next year and the year after, and hopefully I'll have a bit of luck and I can win one of those in the near future. But also I've got a child due in a couple of months, and I think if I can do for my child what my dad did for me, and I can watch my kid catch a fish, then that'll be brilliant.